Hello everyone and welcome to Blender animation tutorials. In this brief tutorial we will quickly learn how to render animations in Blender. Here is the plan. First, to illustrate the rendering concept, we will create a simple animation that you can see over here. You can see a translating and rotating cube. Then we will render this animation by first creating a series of PNG images and then connecting them together to create a movie in Blender. Here are the PNG images. We have a single image for every frame. This image corresponds to the first frame. This image corresponds to the frame 215. And here's the final animation. Here it is. By the end of this tutorial, you will learn how to generate this file. It took me a significant amount of time, energy, and planning to create this completely free video tutorial. Consequently, I kindly ask you to press the like and subscribe buttons. Also, if you have some questions or a comment about the material presented in this lecture, please feel free to ask your question in the comment section below. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's start from scratch. Click on File, click on New, and click on General. This is an empty Blender workspace. First, I need to make a few adjustments such that you can see the keyboard and mouse buttons that I'm pressing. This will help you to more easily reproduce this example on your computer. I will run a plugin which tracks the buttons being pressed. You don't need to do this step since most likely you don't have that plugin, and that plugin is not essential to learn rendering. Here's the plugin that I'm using. It's called Shortcut View-R, and I will simply run it. Now, what's the effect? Over here, if I press the left button, you will see it over here. If I press the middle button, you will see over here, and if I press the right button, you will also see it over here. Then, if I press a key, for example F, you will see it over here. Consequently, if you don't know what I'm doing, just look over here to see the buttons that I'm pressing. Then, since some of you might not be familiar with Blender, I need to explain a few important things. First of all, you select objects by using the left mouse click. I can select this box by pressing the left mouse click. Then you can translate or pan slide the view by pressing Shift, press Shift, and hold the middle mouse button. And we can translate the view. You can rotate the view by holding the middle mouse button and by moving the mouse. Again, you can rotate the view by holding the middle mouse button and by moving the mouse. Finally, you can zoom in or zoom out the view by pressing Ctrl and middle mouse button. Ctrl and middle mouse button, and you simply move the mouse. Also, if you have a mouse with a roller, you can roll the middle mouse button to zoom in or zoom out. Let's create a simple animation. First of all, click over here, then do the left click to select the box and move the box to its initial location. Next, let's create the first keyframe. To create the first keyframe, expand this part of the screen, and this is our timeline. Next, click over here, then do the left click to select the box and press I. By pressing I, we bring this menu. This is the Insert Keyframe menu, and it's used to define the frames. And let's click Location. And look what happened. Over here, you can see this yellow square, and this yellow square is the first frame. And the first frame is precisely this initial position of our cube. Next, move this slider to the frame 150 over here. Then click here on Transform, select the cube, and move the cube to its final location. Then again, press I and press Location. And finally, you will see again this yellow square. In this way, we define the last keyframe. Okay, now if you move this slider, you will see the magic. The box moves. Okay. Next, let's add rotation. Click over here, select the box, then press I to insert the keyframe and press rotation. Okay, then move this slider to the frame 150, then press R to rotate the box. And now you can see that we can rotate the box. To constrain the rotation axis, press Z, since we want to rotate the box around Z axis, and press or type the rotation angle. I'm typing 360. And you can see it in the right corner. And press Enter. Okay, after that, don't forget this step. Again, I, and select rotation. And let's see the effect by moving this slider. Okay, perfect. Now our box is translating and rotating at the same time. Perfect. Okay, so what's happening over here? Let's play this animation. The box goes from the initial position to the final position and it stops. However, we want box to return to the initial position. Let's do that. First of all, let us adjust here the last frame. Since we want this animation to be completely symmetric, let's adjust the final frame to 300. Okay, and we expanded our animation. Now, over here, move the slider to the frame 300, then select the first frame, press Ctrl C to copy this first frame, and then go over here and press Ctrl V. And you see the effect. We simply copy and pasted the first frame to the frame 300. And let's see the effect. Let's run the simulation. Okay. The box goes over here, stops, and it returns. Perfect. Before we can render this animation, we need to adjust two important things. First of all, we need to adjust the camera view. Consequently, click over here. And this is the camera view. And we can see a problem over here. Obviously, the camera is not imaging the complete animation, and we need to adjust the camera. To do that, stop the simulation, click over here, and we need to move the camera. To move the camera, press over here, select the camera, and simply move the camera. Again, click over here to see the result. Okay, it looks a little bit better, but still not good. We need to make some few final adjustments. To make these adjustments, click over here, and over here we need to adjust the focal length. You can select, for example, 20, and you can see the result. Much better. Then, let's see the animation, what happens. Okay, starts from here. This is the end. We need to move the camera a little bit. To do that, press G, and you can simply adjust the camera. Okay, perfect. Let's see now what happens. Okay, perfect. Another thing that we need to adjust is the light. To adjust the light, click over here, and click on light. Then click over here. And let's select the power of light, for example, 5000 watts. Okay, perfect. To see the lightning, you can press over here. Now, obviously, the animation will be boring if we don't have some flashy colors over here. To adjust the material texture and the colors of our cube, we first need to select the cube, then click over here, and over here let's change the texture. Let's select checker texture, okay? And let's select the colors. I like flashy colors because animation looks more attractive. This is the first color and this is the second one. Okay, and then let's adjust the first one again. Okay, here it is. Looks much better. Let's run the simulation. Perfect. Finally, we are ready to render this animation. To render the animation, click over here. The first step is to adjust the output folder. click over here and locate the folder. For example, in my case, this is the folder, and let's specify the name. I will call the series of images that I will generate as image, and then Blender will add indices over here. Click on accept. Perfect. To create the animation, we have two methods. The first method is to create a series of images where every image corresponds to a single frame. Then we can glue all the images together to create the final animation. Another approach that you can also see over here is to directly generate a movie file. I prefer the first approach, that is, I prefer the approach that's first generating series of images and then gluing it together. Why? Because if you select the movie, during the rendering process something can go wrong and the complete process can stop, and then again you'll need 5 hours again to render everything. So my advice, first render images and then glue them together. So let's follow that option. Click on PNG over here, and that's it. Now click on render and click on render animation, and here it is. Here you can see the frame number, frame 25, 27 until 35, goes, and we need to wait a little bit. Over here we can see the rendering results. This is the first PNG image corresponding to the first frame. For example, this image corresponds to the frame 41, and this image corresponds to the frame 300. That is, this is the final image. The next step is to glue everything together. Go back to Blender, close the render, again go back to Blender. Over here, click on a plus sign, click on video editing and select video editing. Over here, you need to select sequencer. Then, over here you need to click on add and click on image sequence. Then locate the folder. Here it is, this is the temporary folder. Click A to select everything and click add image strip. And here it is. Move the movie or the sequence of images over here, and then let's adjust a few things. First of all, let's adjust the frame rate. I will select 30 frames per second, and consequently, since we have 300 frames, the length of animation will be 10 seconds. Then, let's adjust a few other things. Over here, we need to specify the file name. I will call the file final movie. Okay, now finally we are not generating PNG images, we are generating a movie. Consequently, let's select this option and let's adjust the encoder. I like to use this container, and let's select the video quality. I select this option. Okay, now we are all set. Then again render and click on render animation, and here it is. Again, it takes some time to render, that is to glue everything together. However, the rendering process is much faster right now. Okay, let's see the final result. Again, click over here, click on our folder, and let's see the final movie. Voila, here it is. Looks perfect. Okay, that would be all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks a lot and have a nice day.